Welcome to episode 1, Confessions of a Beauty Boss. I am not normally going to be here.
No,
I am just here for episode 1. My name is Adam Stewart. I'm a presenter and host, but I also own a marketing agency, and that is how I know the amazing Jenny and Kate from Urban Retreat and the Academy. Ladies, first of all, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for
we
doing it
wouldn't have
with
had
us. We
anyone
wouldn't have done
else.
I
it
really
without you.
appreciate it, and I am really looking forward to this conversation to unpack, first of all, for episode 1, who you are.
Yep.
And then from episode 2, you're really going to get into it. All these amazing confessions that you've got that I bet so many people in the industry will relate to
Yeah,
as well.
That's why we're doing this, isn't it?
100%. Urban Retreat for me is a very special place. Not only is it on my doorstep, but surprisingly to some people, it is known throughout the whole of the UK, not just for the amazing service and customer service that is provided, but for the training academy. That is your second business called the Academy.
Yep.
First of all, before we dive into this episode, I would like us to unpack these two businesses first of all, okay? So let's take it right back to the start.
Yep.
How did Urban Retreat come to be? How did you meet? Take me back and we'll go from there.
So Urban Retreat was born in a spare bedroom in my first flat. Basically, my husband now, boyfriend back then, we were planning on starting a family, and I decided the beauty industry at that point was very different. It was long hours, no work-life balance. I decided start something up yourself. Once you have a kid, you can work around it. So started Urban in my house. We moved into our home that we're in just now and had a spare room set up in there. Built my client base, which ended up huge. And Kate was one of my clients.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
actually know that.
Yeah.
So you were a client?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, my sister used to go to Jenny because some of the girls in the school that she worked for went there, and I was going to an event or something, I was going to a wedding or something, and my sister says, oh, you need to go to Jenny and get your nails done. And that was it. And that was 10, 11 years ago, more than that.
Probably more than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was before Lewis was born, actually, was
Yeah,
it not?
possibly.
Lewis is 14 this year. So
Wow.
so basically, it was born 18 years ago. Prior to my daughter, she'll be 17 this year.
So how did we go from it being in your house
Yep.
to ending up where we are now? How did the conversation actually start between yourselves that this is how we're going to move
Literally
forward?
over a set of nails.
Really?
It was in that training session, wasn't it? I ended up when my son went to primary school, you kind of lose yourself when you have kids. And I wanted to have a bit of me back again. So I went to uni to do my teaching degree, Stirling University. And in between that, was still running my business, really busy, young family. And then I had signed myself up to a training date, and Kate was one of my models at it.
Wow.
Because I had time on a Monday afternoon, she said, will you come down and be a model to a wee place in Glasgow? And while we were in the room, so short bit about my background is business. So while we were in the room and Jenny was doing the treatment and I was counting how many people were in the room and how much
She's
money
like,
was
"How
lying
much did
round
you
about me.
Wow.
I was like, how much did you pay for this course? And there's 10 people in this room.
So
and
at
I
this
knew,
time, your business brain is ticking over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What did you do prior to this?
I mean, I started in retail. I worked for the original Weisfeld. You remember everyone once? Many showed my age. And then left there and went to work with two amazing guys who started my career, if you like, and gave me all the knowledge that I've got in business. One was the chairman of a bank, a football club, a building society, but had lots of knowledge, and they took me under their wing. And we did like company buyouts, commercial property deals.
Okay.
We done business startups.
So you are
I'd
so
cut my
knowledgeable in all
teeth.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and Jenny, when we had the conversation that day, I was like, why aren't you doing this? Because I knew she'd just done her degree and passed with flying colours, and I knew her passion was education, you know, making the beauty industry better. I said, why aren't you doing this? And she said, well, I've been kind of toying with it. I've looked at a premises, but it's just the idea of doing it on my own. It's so big. It's like staff, people.
huge.
I don't know about leases on buildings and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, I do. Why don't we try it together?
Wow.
We had a kind of partner at the time who wasn't really involved anymore. It was very early stages, and he had a bit more knowledge as well. And we got started,
Pulled our
resources together, and very quickly Jenny and I realised it was just a kind of partnership for us too, if you know what I mean, and what we
So
wanted
Kate
to
initially
do.
was like, right, come in, set you up, and then we'll go on our merry way and do something else.
I had a
and
6 month to a year plan to help her get started and then leave.
And here
8
we
years
are.
later.
8 years
You can't
down
get
the
rid of me.
line.
Okay, so you have now formed this relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to give this a go.
Yeah.
What is the first step to creating Urban Retreat in the current premises that you have got? How did you
only
find
had-
that space?
Well, I had seen the space with someone else who was going to do a baby sensory, and we're like,
Okay.
you take half, I'll take half, we'll do a salon, maybe a bit one-to-one training. That girl didn't want to take on the kind of lease, but I was so set and it's where we are just now. Kate's like, let's go and see it. Let's like see what the vision is. Maybe May walks in with my big vision board with my cut out magazines like coming in. She's like, what the hell is going on
I'm
here?
looking, thinking,
Who is
I
this?
crunch numbers. What is going on? You know,
I'm not a creative here.
we bought properties for, you know, like big commercial companies
Yes.
or banks or building societies or whatever, and I'm looking at this crazy woman with these vision boards with these colours and
I
couches
know,
and
it's
all
like,
that on it.
this
I
is
was
where I
like,
want this to look. This
Yeah.
is where I think
this
this
is
should
crazy,
be.
but we'll roll with it and we'll see, because she had lots of visionary ideas. I could tell she was clever, passionate, driven, you know, all the things that a business needs, and just needed that wee bit of support. So I was like, right, let's go for it. So
For me, this really is the perfect combination then.
Oh,
and no
yeah,
wonder we actually
absolutely.
have a success story here, because both of your skill sets coming together
Yeah.
has created this magic, as we call it, created this magic that we now know as Urban Retreat and the Academy.
and we're good at what we do separately. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Jenny
100%.
wouldn't do what I do, and I
No.
don't do what she does. We
Okay.
have our own wee parts of the business that we're good at, but we obviously bounce loads of ideas. I mean, she has some crazy ideas. There's a new idea every week, Adam. I have to say, no, let's just focus on what we have at the moment. But that passion and that creativity, I'm the practical behind it. How do we crunch the numbers? How do we make it happen and all that kind of stuff? So
Take me back to your first ever day, opening the doors at Urban Retreat and the current premises you're in now.
The paint was still wet in the walls.
Yeah.
It was the painter finished literally 10 minutes prior to my 150, 175 clients that were
Wow.
coming. That's all we had.
we had nobody for the academy. We had no courses booked at the
No.
start. We just had a couple of rooms with
We
clients
had a
coming
team
in.
of people that I kind of knew that we had taken on, and we were just winging it.
Yeah.
And we've winged it every day since.
So we have.
So
But you're winging it very well, let me tell you.
And again, with it being, you know, back then it was so small, not small, but all this equipment. We had a 3,300 square foot premises to fit out for the training school and the beauty side of it. So it was like our husbands, our kids, you know, my nieces and nephews building beds and things like that right up until the very last minute.
So the vision from day one has always been Urban Retreat and the Academy.
Yeah.
That's always been the vision.
the academy was a driving force at first for regulated ethical training. However, I didn't want to give up. That was my non-negotiable coming into this, was giving up Urban, because I'd spent it was my baby. I'd
Yeah.
spent so much time on it. And Kate could see the passion as well. And it was a big enough premises for two.
But we didn't
businesses.
think it would go the way it's gone. Like
Yeah.
Urban's grown so massively. We
Yeah.
now have just under 6,000 clients on our book from 150.
So let's just take a minute there. From 150 in your bedroom, essentially,
Yeah.
which is also incredible,
Yes.
Yeah.
to 6,000 clients. I really wonder how many businesses in Scotland that are in your field have 6,000 clients in their books.
I know, we don't
I know,
we don't think
just
about
take
it
it for
don't we?
granted, don't we? I know.
Now, I can see that from an outside point of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's skip forward a little bit here, because let's jump a few years. Urban Retreat has grown, the Academy has grown. I want to talk about the Academy separately,
Yeah.
if that's okay. Let's just stick to Urban Retreat just now. Fast forward to a year, pretty much this month. Life kind of changed a little bit. You unfortunately had a fire within your premises. Now, I will never forget that day. Why am I getting emotional?
I know, I can feel the lump in my throat. I know.
I'll never forget seeing the post go up and all of that hard work. It felt like it came tumbling down for you.
Yeah.
It really did.
There was a point that we had a discussion. I feel like I'm going to burst out crying.
I'll take over from here. From that morning when I opened the door. So the landlord had called me in the morning and said, I think you might have had a flood. There's water coming from under your door. But we didn't realise at the time that there had been a fire. Water pipe had melted. So that had put the fire out. But obviously the water was coming through from under the door. So I expected to go into a wet floor. And when I opened the door, the smell, that acrid smell coming out the door, it was just like, wow. But again, we are so different. Jenny's such an emotional person. My right, let's get action. What do we do? We can't just.
I was in the
do
house
nothing.
at the time. She phoned. She's like, I need you down at the works. And I was like, I'm just leaving. I'm like, who's bloody phoned in sick? Like, she was just
I
like,
was like, no, you should
we've
come
had
down.
a
We've had a
fire.
fire during the night. She's like, but
I was
don't
like,
think you were
how's bad is
expecting.
it? And she's like, we don't have a ceiling. And I was just like, Like,
So this is obviously huge for you,
Yeah.
and all of that hard work. At that time, did you have the 6,000 clients then, or has that been built up now? So
No,
you've had the 6,000
well,
from
it was
then.
maybe about
Four and a half,
four and a
just,
half,
mm.
5,000 at that point.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but we lost a lot of clients.
of course,
Yeah.
of course,
Because we didn't have a premises to trade for. I'm going in that day thinking a couple of mops,
We're on
buckets.
social media being like, we'll be closed the weekend.
Yeah,
we'll be
we'll be
back
back.
up and running.
Not realising the damage.
How long were you closed for?
Just over 5 months, 145 days.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't take a business owner to understand the impact that will have on
Do
a
you know
business.
the sickening point was? We've got a team that we love so much that we didn't want to lose them.
So we were
Yeah.
worried about them keeping
Yeah.
their jobs to make sure they didn't leave us and go somewhere else, because we've built such a great relationship with the team, them with their clients. So, and then the clients, it's like, it sounds silly, but clients come to us weekly, monthly for treatments because they know their therapist, they know their
100%.
They
hairdresser.
build a relationship with us.
It's
as
therapy
well.
with
yeah.
the therapist.
Yeah.
Actually,
100% the word is therapy,
Mm-hmm.
but so we were worried about them not getting their treatments done. It was July, people were going on holiday.
We just thought, you know
So it's
what,
like,
we're going to
no.
lose it all. And things just get so stressful that it was like, do we want to carry this on?
Yeah. The
so I
prospect
can
of-
imagine that would be really hard to even have that dialogue in your own head
Yeah.
after building that up for so long to even consider, can we keep going
And
here?
both our husbands were like, maybe this is the time just to tap out.
Maybe this is the universe
No.
sending you a message.
It was so stressful. We were both agitated, frustrated. I get put in beta blockers.
Yeah.
It was just,
Yeah.
it was awful.
I think both of us had that thought, what's the point? Or do we have the energy to start again? Because the fire was one thing we've had. We've had COVID, we've had
we've had a
Yeah.
team member die.
a
Yeah.
teen
Sudden
member
death
sadly passed
syndrome.
away. We've had, business, like the recession and things like that. So we've been through some challenges. So we thought, is this the final one? And both of us were thinking about it, but we're very good at picking each other up. So we were both having those thoughts and none of us wanted to say it. And
Yes.
then one of the days we both kind of went, and then we were like, no,
Let's
Pull
not
your
do
This
big
is
girl
not us.
pants on, get a grip of
this is not
yourself.
us. Let's get a grip.
And that's the thing, because of the fire, I guess, I've not even thought about your time through COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just feels like there's been challenge after challenge after challenge. COVID was our first one, and dying was probably even worse than the fire.
Yeah, 100%.
Then we've had problems with staff. We've had great staff. We've had not so great staff. But we've just had
And you
a
get through
lot
wee
of
spells where,
challenges.
months where maybe the salon's a bit quieter and then the academy picks up a bit and then vice versa. And so you go through those lows of like financial worry of, oh my God.
And that's a bloody
Don't even get
killer.
started.
It's
In
like,
this industry, people that are listening, if they're in the beauty industry, will be like, that, don't talk to me about that.
And this is the thing. So many business owners that will be listening to this right now will be able to relate to your ups and downs. Don't get me wrong, it might not be as severe as fires and deaths.
no more universe.
No more, but they will be able to relate to the struggles of daily life within
Yeah.
running a
I think
business.
that's what the podcast is all
Yeah.
about.
100%.
We've got loads of friends in the business, whether it be students or co-workers or professionals in the industry, and we share stories all the time, and it's like, it's nice to know that you're not going through it yourself, or it's relatable.
Definitely. The fire happened. We are big believers. We
Breakdown,
can't change
breakthrough.
it. Breakthrough, 100%. But actually, let's seriously take the positive spin on this, because having that fire has allowed you to transform your business,
Yeah.
both
the
your
next
business
level.
mindset,
Yeah.
but actually physically in terms of how Urban Retreat looks, the new vibe of
Yeah.
Urban
That's
Retreat.
amazing.
Yeah.
You've been able to essentially start from scratch again.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you had help during the fire. You had amazing support around you, including up the stairs within your premises.
yeah.
Speak to me about that just now, because you were able to retain some clients,
Yeah.
very few.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So there's a business upstairs called Solutions Driven. Gavin owns
Shout out
that.
to Gavin.
Oh,
Keith.
he's an actual hero, honestly. He texted us when he seen it on social media from his holiday abroad, because his wife had seen it and basically messaged us and said, guys, what do you need?
Wow.
What do you need? Anything at all? Do you need our premises? And
he said, we can give you a couple of rooms upstairs just so that you could set up a wee bit. You know, so during COVID, they hadn't really returned fully to work. So it's the same size of space as ours, 3,500 square foot. So it's a massive unit. They only had a couple of staff coming in and out now and again. So he's like, there's rooms lying empty up there. If you can pop up a couple of beauty beds just to see you through for a wee while.
Just to see you through the weekend.
Yes.
See you
so
through
you
a
get
week
that
or
lick
two.
of pain.
But actually that turned into 5 months of being up the stairs.
And we got to the point we felt like we were ripping it a bit
know.
with them. And
We
he's
just
like,
kept going,
don't
"Oh
be
my
daft,
God."
like it's yours until... And he ended up saying to every one of his staff members, work from home and let the girls take over the premises.
But that is kindness.
To
That
To
is
another
kindness.
level, but in his eyes, he's like, I'm just doing what MD would do, but I'm like, you don't understand the people that we thought would show up that didn't.
Yeah.
And the people... We didn't, like, we knew Vic, but we knew you, but we didn't know you that well. You were one of the first people to be like, what can I do? What can I do to help?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you know, in times like that, you need a support network around you.
Yeah.
I know Leon from Ishka has been
Oh,
a huge
it's been
support around you.
amazing.
You always
Amazing.
mentioned Vic. Pam Doc here has
Yeah,
also been a
Leslie
huge
from
support.
Subtac.
Leslie
Yeah.
Blair. I mean, just
The people
some
around us that
amazing
showed
people
up were
that have
amazing.
really come through to help you here.
And we also have a hair team as well, which so lovely Janelle
Yeah.
down in the
Yeah.
village said to us, I
Got a
rent out
couple of
chairs.
chairs to rent if you
Why don't
could
you
do
just
with
rent
them.
from here and just bring your hairdressers
How
down
amazing
here?
is that?
And do you know what? Seeing a local community, some people see it. We're very much like collaboration over competition, but
always.
seeing a small town like ours, there are a lot of people that are like, it's too much competition. You're bringing someone else in.
Yeah,
she
feel
was
the
just
threat,
like,
she wasn't.
I've got 2 chairs. You can rent them if you want, and that's how we ran the hair side of
Yeah.
the business.
It's just amazing. So we've come through the fire.
We have.
Okay.
We have.
Now, again, taking a positive spin on it, the fire has allowed you to evolve more than you probably ever would have if you
Yeah.
didn't have the fire.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely.
You have been able to take Urban Retreat and the Academy to the next level, not only in terms of your social media, which has been a huge factor
Yeah.
of getting you back.
Thanks to
but
you and Vic.
Thanks
Not
to
at
you
all.
too.
And your amazing social team and all,
And
all your
Ellie
internal
as
team.
well from
You know,
Elevate
they're
by
just
Amy.
incredible. You've had fantastic support from, I know people, when they roll their eyes when they hear the word influencers, but you have had
Yeah.
fantastic support
We've
from
met some
great
amazing
names.
people.
Yeah.
You know,
Big
and they have really
girls coming in.
supported you to get you back on your feet.
Chat.
Yeah.
In
But
that
again,
time,
that was you and Vic. You guys need some kudos for
Yeah.
this. Vic came into the premises when it was in the dire straits, and you had came down as well. And I was my normal hysterically crying myself. Kate's wiping my snotters away, and she's like, and I was like, how are we going to build this client base back up? I just can't see how we're going to get out this.
well, look, you've done it and more. You're back up to
Yeah.
6,000 clients on your books,
I
which is
know.
just amazing. Okay, and even look at you sitting here now. I wonder if the fire hadn't have happened, would you even be sitting here in the position to now do a podcast?
Well, that's with something I had spoken about, and Kate's like, this is another one of her ideas. And then I was just like, let's just do it. But I think you're right, timing's right.
Timing's
And I
perfect.
think the reason we're doing it, it's not, just to rattle on every week. It's more we speak to people. Jenny says, people reach out in the industry to us, but a lot of people are busy. They don't have time. Doing something like this where we're talking about the hardships, the challenges, the fun times, the laughs that we have. If they're out walking their dog in the morning with their earphones in and they can relate to it, and it maybe just helps somebody a wee bit one day where they're thinking, I'm going to give up.
Especially for people that work by themselves or don't have a business
absolutely.
partner that they can share things with. It can be difficult.
We know how lucky we are having each other because it's so hard. There
You
are
have each
days-
other, but talk to me about your team.
Oh, we're so lucky.
Our babies. Our wee baby. It's the best team we've ever had. It truly is. Yes, we still have ups and downs. We're a team of hormonal females working together. So there's 15, 16 of us now, and growing. But they care so much about the place, and they care so much about each other. And I think that's probably the biggest achievement, that we've created that community space for them, that it's a safe space. A lot of them come and hang about when it's their
Day off.
day off. So it's just...
That's right. People actually do even come in for treatments on their day off just
Aye.
because they love being there.
It's just, that's a proud moment of building a culture, a company culture like that.
Absolutely.
We've got loads of different dynamics in girls, young girls just coming into the industry that are looking to progress, girls that have been in the industry for years. So we've got a couple of girls that have been with us for years, newer ones that are just coming in who are really getting experience. We're big on continuous professional development for them all. We're
Absolutely.
continuing to grow them and things like that. And people come and go. This industry, you know, people do have a ceiling. They stay at a place for a couple of years and then they move on.
We used to
take
get
it so
really
personally.
affected by that. We did.
And people
we were
wanted
terrible.
to leave.
But now we're just kind of like...
It's the way of the industry. You said yourself, you would go to a job, stay a couple of years.
I
You
think
know,
the
and then
longest place
need
I
to
ever
move
stayed
on.
was 3 years.
Yeah.
But
So-
at first we were like, is it us? Is it the way we treat them? Are we not treating them well and all that kind of thing? You question yourself, but it's not. It's just the way the world is.
From an outside perspective, again, your team really are amazing. They are
Yeah.
just so lovely, so friendly, and you always get great chat as
I
well.
know.
Actually, that is a big thing for me.
Sometimes inappropriate chat, but it's great.
Some of
So-
the nights out are wild.
Oh, I know. So before we wrap up about Urban Retreat, before we talk about the academy as a whole, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from having Urban Retreat? I'm going to start with yourself. Tell me the biggest lesson you have learned from the beginning until now.
Don't take everything so personally, which I'm still working on. But I'm not as affected as what I used to be. But I used to think everything was like a personal attack on our structure or the way we did things. But as we've just spoken about, it's just you can't suit everybody.
Yeah. Don't look at what others are doing and think that you're doing it better, because a lot of it's smoke and
Comparison is the
mirrors.
thief of joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So absolutely, you know, we at the beginning we were watching what everyone else was doing and trying to compare our prices, or not too much, but it would sneak into you when you weren't thinking about it. You would see something in social and I'd come in and go, they're doing this, or Jenny would say, oh, she did that. And then we've learned now, we're just like, what does it matter? Our avatar, we've learned, it's taken us years to work out, you know, they say, and that's a kind of technical word for it, but the person that you want, who is your client that you really want? It took us years to work out who they were.
Yes, that,
When you know, you're saying about we've got the salon, Urban's looking the way we want it, the vibe that we've got, it's very relaxing, the colours, the tone of it and everything. When we started the business, it was very different. It was very jazzy and bright, and
Black
you had black and pink,
Pink,
and
I know.
a big graffiti
Well,
model
even
on the
before
wall.
that, it was
Yeah.
Spy, and then we
Yeah.
went to that because Carly shaped things
Because
up,
we
but-
thought that's what we wanted. We thought we wanted young people that wanted makeup, hair, nails, going out on a Saturday night. We'd give them Prosecco. We'd have a DJ on a Saturday and all that. We went through a wee spell of doubting what we actually wanted as a client, and we now know
That's
we want
not
our loyal clients, our clients who love to come and spend time with us, who want a quality product like your Ishka, you know,
Yes.
Scottish products that have been around for years, that are driven by passionate people.
And they're our biggest form of advertising. They're the ones that tag us in the local communities and shout out. Like,
Tell their friends, their
Yeah.
aunties, whoever, you know, to come along to us if they're going to go anywhere for treatments to
Yeah.
come to us.
So moving on to the academy. We obviously know how the academy came to be, but how have you got the academy to where it is now? And you are, I mean,
luck.
the training,
No.
no, not at all. The training that you provide is of such incredible standard, known throughout the whole of the UK. People are travelling for weeks of training with you.
Yeah.
They could get trained anywhere down south. They could,
Yeah.
Just
they
had
could get
someone
trained
from
in
Bristol
London.
sign up the other day.
You know,
So, yeah.
why are they coming to the academy?
Because we have stuck to our ethical beliefs. I've got a big passion in this industry about things getting done properly. There's too many businesses out there that is quick and it's just for a cash conversion and there's your certificate and it means nothing. I want people to have a regulated qualification when they leave and something they can be proud of, and going forward with some business knowledge, how to grow their business. It's not just a quick transaction. So we've been very ethical. It's burnt us massively at times financially,
Because you could have actually made a lot more money
Absolutely.
faster by doing
Absolutely.
these
because the industry
half-day,
is so
2-hour
unregulated
courses
at the
to get a
moment.
certificate at the end of it.
But we stuck to our guns and we got our big break with the Creeder group. There's a woman called Kirsty who basically was working with them that we were kind of friendly with, introduced us, and we created Scotland's first spa traineeship. Because there's no apprenticeships here, the hotel groups invest in members of staff or novices to the industry, and we train them up from scratch.
Wow. And here
Make
we
them
are.
spa therapists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got loads under our belt now.
So I understand that obviously it's a regulated qualification that they're coming to get.
Yeah.
But what makes it different from any other academy that they can go to and get these regulated qualifications?
Because we deliver the 5-star customer journey.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
It's not just showing them how to do a facial or a massage, it's showing them how to act, how to interact with their
Our
clients.
students leave like they could be a team member in Urban Retreat. So they have like the 5-star journey, and we make it a fun way of learning as well. It's not the stagnant way that you used to get taught in colleges. We're very hands-on and interactive in our approaches.
Yeah, it's trying to make them excited about what they're learning. You know, anatomy and physiology is a lot to learn,
dull
and
at
it's
times
very
as
dull.
well, yeah.
So it's trying to find innovative, new, fun ways to engage. You know, to relate it to a part of their body, to remind them when they're doing this treatment is because this works. And so Jenny's went to a lot of strain to try and build all that in and factor it in.
From a consumer point of view, I think people forget how dangerous this industry can actually be in terms of actually harming your body, your face, your skin. So having that solid training is essential. And the thing is, people don't know that the industry isn't regulated. They're not aware of that.
There's changes getting made though.
100%. And I know you guys are the driving force behind that a lot. Obviously, Leslie Blair has said that
100%.
herself. You are the driving force probably in the whole of the UK for this.
We stand massively behind our award and body SIBTAC and BABTAC because they're doing it for our industry and to the safeguard our therapists and the clients. So yeah, we're big advocates of that.
I think the whole industry, colleges and things, they're all trying. Everybody is trying to come together and make it make people more aware of the regulations. New regulations coming in all the time about injectables, microneedling, all different kind of skins conditions and things like that. But it's so important that we shout about it because the majority, we still get it every single day. Girls coming along saying, I'd like to do your level 4 microneedling course, but they don't even have their level 2, which is their fundamentals in skincare. But they've been doing it for 5 years. And it's like, but without that initial knowledge, you're just doing the same thing that you've been doing for 5 years, not necessarily correctly and not wrongly. There's a lot of amazing therapists. They just haven't had the start that they needed or the knowledge that they needed. But so we don't want to diss anybody who's out there who are amazing at what they do.
Absolutely.
But without the fundamental qualifications, you won't be able to progress now. That's the change.
Well,
Wow.
here we have it.
Yep.
Urban Retreat, the Academy. We know who you both
It's an
are.
intro, yeah.
Absolutely. Confessions of a Beauty Boss.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to kickstart this season. And thank you for having me, first of all.
Thank you.
But I do actually want to know, before I leave, what is your first confession as a beauty boss?
I wing it every day. Yes, I'm like that underwater.
Yep.
Yeah,
A swan on top and your legs are going underneath.
It's going to be mine. Most days the same, AI's become my best friend for word and
ChatGPT.
things.
We love it.
Best.
And that is the thing, again, so many people will be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
Even though you've got all these years experience, 18 years in the business,
Yeah.
but you're still winging it every single day. And I think actually as a professional, it's good to admit that.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. We never try and hide it. We'll say that to the girls and the trainees and things like that. You're never going to know everything.
No.
You're not going to come into work every day and know everything. But ask. Ask the question. Ask somebody professionally. Outsource it. Find somebody that you know that's really good at that and ask them to help you. Don't try and do it all yourself.
Well, listen, I look forward to hearing the rest of the season. I cannot wait to tune into episode 2. Thank you for having me. And stay tuned for Confessions of a Beauty Boss.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive.